Well, it's day 4 or edition 4 of my AgTech Dogwalk on a gloomy day, and I've been having a little hard time what to talk about today, but I figured I could kind of rehash my latest meme, which many people seem to like, and maybe I could throw a picture on it if you're in some editing way or not. Just go to my LinkedIn account. You'll see it there. It's basically a little cartoon of a person wanting to start a new ag tech company, and then an ag client laughing, and then an investor comes in laughing, and then they just start punching the crap out of the guy. Seems pretty, I guess, in a similar way, a common reality right now. And I actually got some comments from some people, some private messages and whatnot, saying, I wish this wasn't true, but this hits hard, type of message. And I've heard that a lot. There's this, as I wrote in the post, there's this mistrust in ag tech startups right now. And it's not because they don't have good, novel ideas or they can't show value. There's just a general sentiment that things haven't gone well for many that, were tens of millions of dollars were invested into them. And, some are done or went away. Some are barely getting by. Some are trying to find their next round and just having a hell of a time, are trying other mechanisms. Sales are bleak. And part of that's because of this reason is, I think a lot of larger ag clients, your ag retails, input providers, whatnot, they're kind of tired from it all, or, they also, some of them acquired different things, or they found a good partner, whether they are fairly new or they've been around for 10, 20 years. They've kind of figured out what their plan is, and they don't expect to expand too much. They tried it with other little groups, and they found it was probably more hassle than not. And I've talked to ag retailers and other crop consultants about that. They tried a lot of little things, new groups coming out saying, oh, we could do this and that, and some hit a little bit, some didn't. And now there's just a lot of groups around, and they're just kind of good. They're content, and they also don't want to put a bunch of extra money into something that they know has a good chance of not working for them and wasting their time, even if the product seems fine and great. So what does that mean? It means a tough road for parts of ag tech. It's not all of it. It seems biologicals and things of that nature are having kind of an interesting renaissance, although that bubble has to burst at some point. There's just so many of them. Maybe not, or consolidation will happen. Something's wild's going to happen there, but there seems to be money there. The data and software side is really tough. Subscription-based things don't work. Trying to get large contracts through all these other groups is really hard to do. I've lived that life. It's excruciating at times. It doesn't even matter the amount. It could be something for $500,000, and it's excruciating. And then half the time that group might use your product, but they don't know how to use it, and they get tired of it after 2-3 years because they don't know what to do with it, and you don't know how to help them, and it becomes kind of this stalemate. Like, that happens a lot in the ag tech software world. And so we have this continuing cycle of people don't really know what they want to do with it. Now, as I talked about yesterday, I think there's a little hope outside in other countries that are developing everything in agriculture new to try to, make food for cheaper and more of it to, good old feed the world. And they're going to adopt things faster. Well, the most developed nations, they kind of figured out other ways to get to that, production threshold. And there's not actually much more room or need. We have an excess now. Why do we need tech to make more necessarily? And that's some of the questions people are asking. And especially if we've seen over the last 10 years that some of it doesn't actually pay for itself. Not from a lack of trying, just a weird marketplace. And I think the groups that are still going around and have established themselves in their niches are probably going to be okay. Might have to get rid of some people or find some other avenues. But if you're new, that's the tough part. That's really tough. I don't have an answer beyond really just trying to find a really unique niche and own it. One colleague of mine said, going after large commodities, corn, soybeans, wheat, whatever, that type of market, wherever, it's not worth it right now. Go after specialty crops. Go to California. Go to the East or West Coast or that type of thing and help them. They're not there yet. They need more help. So maybe that's the place. Maybe that's the answer for you new startups. I guess head to California, Gold Rush, or whatever you want to call it. Anyways, there's the daily AgTech Dogwalk for you, and check you later.